some of these things that are getting knocked out of the way, some of these things that are crumbling and are being destroyed, is for the better. Hi, my name's Dee and welcome to Sunchild Tarot. Now this is a general reading for those born in the year of the dog. Now it's the back end of October as I film this, so this is, I'm intending it as your October-November reading because no doubt it will be the back end of November when I next do my Chinese Zodiac. So as a general reading rules apply. You've probably heard me say it before, or other readers say it before. Timing is far from absolute. If someone else turns up in your reading, there's a chance I can get you and them mixed up. I'm still not entirely sure that happens, but it seems to be fashionable to say that. But timing is far from absolute. But where these readings are different is you can ask a question beforehand. So pause the video if you need to. Take a moment just to think about all of the questions that are flying around you. Focus on one of them. But be aware of all of them because the cards will answer what they please to. You know, it's a good exercise to identify what questions are there. Hopefully your focus gives energy to the process and I return that energy to you in the shape of a useful reading. Fingers crossed. But if I don't, somebody will. The universe will find a way. As a point of housekeeping, there is a link down below in the description for the Facebook page for this channel. I post all of my videos, obviously, but also all the astrology weather forecast type videos that I watch. So come learn alongside me. I try to make the channel page a little bit of a one-stop shop. So if you're looking for my readings or astrology stuff, hopefully I've constructed a good resource because I put Astrology Hub, Astrology Podcast, Rick Levine, and a list as long as your arm. Ksenia Moore, Astrology with Heather, Achita Bava, there's more. Yeah, come and join the fun. Also, importantly, there is an inbox on that page. So if you want to contact me for a personal reading, then that's the way to do it. Although you can get me on Twitter, on Instagram. I'm on Instagram now. On Instagram and Tumblr as at Sunchild Adventures. But Facebook's the best way to get hold of me. Right, that's enough of my waffle. Let me bring the cards up and hopefully you've asked your question by now. So here we go. Now the first thing that I notice, dog, is that, I think you're coming from a stressy place. I think you're coming from a stressy place where you're not quite at the point of giving up, but you are severely considering it because there is an urge, looking at the bottom of the decks to start off with, there is an urge for some peace of quiet, moving to somewhere new for a bit of peace and quiet here with the 8 to the 9 of Cups. As if you are wanting to escape where whatever situation that you're in and find a little bit of peace and quiet within yourself. And that's understandable since on the rest of the deck we have the Tower. So it feels like there is some form of crumbling, some form of Tower moment going on. And on the bottom of the other two decks we have 8 of Swords, which as you probably know is anxiety. But there is an element of self-induced anxiety with the 8 of Swords, to be quite honest. And we have the Moon. So I'm getting two things from that Moon card. One, this stress is cyclical. It has been before and it will no doubt come again. But also it has faded before and it will fade again. There's one thing. And maybe your coping strategy is, right, I need to remove myself from this situation and just have a little bit of peace and quiet. Now, what these cards here are saying is, no, Don't do it. Not at the moment. There's actually a really quite simple message. Whatever you are trying to achieve, whatever you are trying to accomplish, you are very nearly there. And yeah, you are, well, excuse the pun, dog-tired. Yes, you've encountered quite a lot of hurts on the way, but this moon card at the bottom also indicates that sense of illusion. So when I was saying that you are trapping yourself in the anxiety, that is because not everything that you are perceiving is accurate and true. And I'm not saying that anyone's deliberately lying to you or misguiding you, or even that you are deliberately misguiding yourself. I'm just feeling that because of the the pressure of everything that's going on, as certain things are very well crumbling, then because you're having a reaction to one thing, you're having a similar reaction to something else, and that is bad, therefore that looks bad, when you may find that that is bad, but that actually isn't that one. Do you know what I mean? And also, with all of these cards together, I'm feeling that some of these things that are getting knocked out of the way, some of these things that are crumbling and being destroyed, is for the better. You are almost there. 9 of Wands, the Wounded Warrior card. There's a chance for a rebirth. There is recognition of your efforts that you have done so far. There is recognition aimed, I feel, towards you, but also there are certain things being highlighted to you which will be opportunities. Now, it's a slow process. We know it's a slow process. We have towards the end here, Knight of Pentacles, indicating this Ace to the 2 of Coins, the in-between tarot. Obviously, you're coming off a fresh beginning, and it's an opportunity to grab a... Well, it's the chance to grab a new opportunity. So I can't use the word opportunity twice in the same sentence. That's awful. But we've got that 2 of Pentacles here. You are being called right now to take action. Keep going. Just go with the... This is going to sound weird. HUD here, the 8th emanation of the Tree of Life, talks about submission to the flow of events. Absolutely. But that flow of events is calling you to action. So this urge to just go, I need a little bit of peace and quiet to myself, you will get it. Just not yet. Do not give up. Do not step away just yet. Because it's almost like you want to embark on some form of crusade, but the crusade that you was wanting to launch on has been held back, and you have been called to question a lot of what the original crusade was. Now, what I think is a good idea for you to do is use that crusading energy, but with the new viewpoints that you have gained, not on what's going on around you, but on the basis of what it is that you are wanting to achieve. Because you are very nearly there. Your efforts have been recognised, and it is now time to carefully, delicately rush forward at full speed and do that final leg. I know that's a bit of a contradiction, carefully, delicately at full speed. But we have Knight of Swords with the 2 of Pentacles here. So, yeah, you are balancing contrary priorities. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. That's what you need to do. But you also know that the flow of events is indicating to you that certain actions need to be taken. And it's not necessarily the crusade that you thought you was going to be on. But yeah, there's an element of having lost that crusade. But I don't want you to lose that crusading energy. I want you just to redirect it, not in reaction to events around you, but in reaction to, well, how you are perceiving it, or how you have perceived recent events around you, but in relation to, this is what I want to create. It will be a little while before the real opportunity that you are after is coming around, but now is most definitely not the time to give up. I've got a lot of twos here. Two of Pentacles, Two of Wands, Two of Wands. So, if you are in that planning stage, that's exactly what you need to be doing. Planning. But once the planning is over, you go forward. But you have to go forward with a driving ideal. The whole idea of, I was saying, of this is what I want. Because that, Empress here, Seven of Pentacles here, that is what brings the harvest forward. But it has to be considered and not rash. Because if it is too rash, then although you don't necessarily stand to lose too much, you will cause yourself unnecessary pain by acting too rash. This is why I'm saying about this crusade that you are going to embark on. Use that crusading energy. You need that final oomph. You need to push through. This is the Devil to the Tower talks about pushing through to the breaking point. So you have that fire of the devil energy. You have that structured approach of the devil energy. And the aim is to break something. Or rather, I want to say break through something. But the hexagram 53, which I've suddenly forgotten what the name of it is, but that is another symbol that things take time, and that's exactly what you are experiencing at the moment, that things take time. You know that wonderful and annoying phrase of, oh, it's all in divine timing. Well, it isn't, it isn't. It is in divine timing. It's not going to happen any faster. But you have the option right now of either it is going to happen eventually or it's not going to happen at all. So gradual development, Qia, which is wind or wood above and mountain below. Trees do not grow overnight, and a tree on a mountain faces particular challenges of wind and weather. Any expectation of rapid growth is unrealistic. And this is something that you may well be recognising, which is also may be why you're wanting to go, I need a break. I need a break. I need some peace of mind and I need to get out of this. But no, now's not the time. Especially with this Nine of Wands, I get the sensation that you've worked so hard. You have really thrown all your energy into something, and it feels as if the goal is just as far away as it's always been, but it isn't. That is an illusion. That's the distortion of the moonlight on your situation. You've come a lot further than what you think you have, and you will eventually see the value in the efforts that you have made. And these bottom of the deck cards are indicating to me that right now you don't see the value in the efforts that you've made. Now, I can already hear you going, what? And I'm not saying that you don't see the efforts, the values of the efforts that you've made in terms of how hard you've worked or what it was that you were working for. but you don't see the value as in what they have achieved. It's all of this is indicating slow growth, but with these bottom two cards here, I'm getting the sensation of, if like, bless you, if like when you're redecorating or remodeling a house, it looks like a bomb's hit it. It looks like it's an absolute wreck, and it only actually comes together in the last few hours or the last day of work. And this is what's going on here. It's all going to come together in the last day of work, where you get to where you will be exhausted, but you will have achieved, and the opportunity that you are seeking will have opened up. And then that opportunity in and of itself is a slow bloomer. But that I feel good about. It's because it's a slow bloomer, it's got longevity. It's something that will last, because it will return value to it as long as you keep following. Oh yeah, other two is High Priestess. As long as you keep following your intuition, your guidance, and the two forces that are very present in your life currently that are pushing and pulling at you, let them continue to push and pull at you, because you need both of them. And I know it's exhausting, but you are being put to the test here with this Devil to the Tower card. Yeah, go on, if you want this, how badly do you want it? Now Spirit is going, yeah, you want it, we're going to really test this. We will get you to the point where you want to give up. Well, you've got to the point where you want to give up, but what these cards are saying is, don't give up. And it's not lower your expectations, really, because what you are wanting to come back from this is what you're going to get, but it's just going to happen slower. So where was I? Right. A great endeavour takes time to gather its resources, influence the people, and plan their right action. So you've got the influence in the people up and running with this Three of Pentacles here, which it does indicate forward movement as well. You've certainly got the planning with this double Two of Wands here. High aspirations will be achieved, but only in their proper season. Haste will not further the situation. So yeah, if you need to go away and take some time to relax, that's fine. As long as that doesn't mean that you are taking your eye off the ball. Do not take your eye off the ball. Or more to the point, balls. There's more than one of them. Now, we have here from Kuan Yin, the many hands of the goddess. Now, this talks of Kuan Yin's favour coming in lots of ways. And a lot of them quite small, but numerous. There's a little bit here and a little bit there and a little bit there and a little bit there. And you know what I was saying about everything coming together at the end? It's the gifts that are appearing. You're probably not even going to notice them to start off with until that final day where everything is coming together. But first, you have to reach your breaking point. And that's fine, because that is the wall that marathon runners go through, the dedication that any master of their craft has to go through. Any good training event will break you down until you don't want to do it anymore and then build you back up again, of whatever it is. I went to one particular training event for a job a few years ago, and by the end of the second day, I was like, why am I doing this job? I'm just so not the right person for this job. And then on the third day, everything came together, and I was like, okay, I know where I'm going now. And I feel like there is that, you're in that second night of my training course going, why am I even doing this? Why? It's just, there's no point, it's stressy, I'm useless. But no, you're not. Look how much you have actually done. And do not discredit your achievements so far. You have done loads, but you do have to... There are certain actions that are necessarily called for you, and you know what they are. And by taking those actions, you are going with the flow. But you had some crusading energy before, which at the minute is a bit like, I had all this crusade and it doesn't mean anything to me now. No, but you've still got that energy, so crusade in the new direction which comes obvious to you. Value will be found and the right opportunity is going to come around. But make sure you're sticking to your plans, and that you're making your plans and making your contingencies, because if you act too rashly without the right information, then yeah, you might get your harvest quicker, but then that's it. That's it, gone. And you actually end up hurting yourself in the process. The slower harvest is the gift that keeps on giving. Right, so we have a verse from the Tao Te Ching. We've got number 59, long life. I've not read this yet, so I've no idea if it's relevant or not. The best way to rule the people and serve heaven is to be frugal. Okay, yeah, there's an element here, isn't there? To be frugal means to return to the beginning of creation. To know that the beginning of creation means to accumulate virtue. Accumulating virtue means to overcome everything. To overcome everything means to reach the limit. By reaching the limit, one can possess a kingdom. When one has possessed the mother of the kingdom will then live long. This is called the deep-rooted foundation. This is the way to long life. Now, I'm assuming you don't need me to do any form of interpretation on that whatsoever. I think that is obvious. So, yeah, basically, dog, stick at it. Do not give up. This is your breaking point. Surge on ahead. Surge on ahead, even. Okay, so your next readings will probably be out next weekend for the full moon readings. And I am planning on live streaming, technology willing, because it will be Mercury and Mars still retrograde. And I will be in a completely different house because I'm dog sitting. But assuming the technology gods let me, I will be live streaming on Halloween, which is this channel's first birthday. So, I mean, that's 1 year old, still a baby channel. So yeah, like, share, subscribe. There's me YouTube begging over and done with. And see you next time. Cheers.